Is that how things work? Have I properly connected? It looks like I've connected things right. Yep, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. Just edit some things, but that's annoying. I can't find where my chat is on the thing. Is it out of the window for me? It sucks. I'm just gonna keep. I've got credit for the music in the corner, so I'm good. We've been hanging out for a minute. I don't know much about live streaming, apparently. Well, okay. Happens, I guess. I've missed a lot of like events and stuff on Twitch, it seems. There's like stuff going on. Like meanwhile I'm trying to get, well, okay, I use the hot bricks, right? Can I look at both of my chats as one thing there? Oh, lovely, thank you. It wants me to log into things. I think that's the account I... Is that right? Okay, yep, linked up to things. Does it have a thing? Does it have a thing? I have no idea. Lovely. Alright, well, I can kind of see it in the corner of my stream, so let's hope that works. Oh, it's not like I wanted to do this professionally for that would be ridiculous. Anyway, I should have pinned messages in both of my chats. I have no idea if my fan is audible or not. It probably is. But it can't be that bad. Right? Can't be that bad. I can't hear it on the Twitch, so. And let me make sure that my Discord sent the messages properly. Yay! Oh god, to 30 plus people? I can't believe it. My Discord's packed. Alright. Oh god, so I'm hungry. Can't believe this. Anyway. I am an orb at the moment. I have been working on new art that I want to use to be a new PNG tuber art. I will probably show that off in a few minutes. Let's set this to studio mode so I can double check what is and is not playing there. Lovely. That should be fine. Anyway. So I have been doing stuff mostly for game development. We'll see how it goes. Have not had enough time to do anything recently. Basically at all, with all the live streaming stuff. I am sure my voice is different and shit. Running a lot of TTRPGs recently. That's pretty fun. I'm all of a sudden really tired. I would never imagine. I meant to do this stream yesterday, initially, but yesterday I decided it was time to do a bunch of art all at once. Predictably, that was exhausting, and I didn't get much else done. So, happens. Yeah. But I want to get back into content creation proper. Real quick, I have my display up for the moment. Let me... there we go. I've been working on new PNG of my guy. My silly funky robot guy. Hold on, let me... My silly funky robot guy. Anyway, yeah, I have been doing this. This is the last couple days, I think, because I went on my OBS and was like, oh god, everything's out of date, and instead of doing something sensible, I just immediately started redesigning my assets, so that's fun. We'll see how it ends up, or if I meaningfully persist in doing more content creation stuff. Hopefully I do. Hopefully I do that. Either way, I need to do a bit more video editing, so having some stuff to edit sounds great. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. In the meantime, let me go back to... Yeah. I'm gonna hide my orb on the gameplay overlay again. So what I wanted to do today is play Dwarf Fortress, because I made, like, I'm trying to get back into that as well. And I figure, you know, get into things. So I'm in, like, Hell World. I'm in America. And, that fucking stupid-ass bill is getting signed later. So I'm not doing great to start. I'm a little low energy to start with. And that's not helping. Anyway. So I went through, I made a new Dwarf Fortress world, Arkle, Arkleron, Arkleron, the Infinite Mirror, and hopefully I can do some semi-consistent stuff in this world, just kind of log on occasionally, show off how it's doing. For this first bit, I want to look at the legends. And we'll see how hard I can look at things, because I'm so good at looking at things. I'm the best at looking at things, actually. Capture specific window? Is that what I want it to do? Oh god, I forgot to set up my game capture. Okay. So, let's start off. Oh god. Start off. I've put my orb back on the screen. It takes up half the screen, but is more visually interesting than just my desktop. So, this is Arkleron. I have a high-resolution monitor, which is apparently an issue for this program I'm using, because if you'll notice, it does that, and I don't know why, but it cuts off a huge portion. I can, however, do some inspect elementing. Yeah. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, what did I just do? Oh no. This is a mistake. Main container. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, programming. I was gonna say, I'm doing a little bit of programming. I learned a little bit of that, and then I've immediately... Alright, inspect. There's totally a way to just hover over things and see... Let's see. That header, that's not what I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I'm looking for whatever this is, because there's just a bit I can delete. I know that. Okay, I've decided that I do not care that much. We've hit the limit of my caring when inspect element doesn't work right. Okay. Anyway, this is the world map. I use a custom, detailed world preset. Notably, one of the things it does is limit good and evil biomes pretty significantly without, deleting them outright, by setting a low minimum for the amount of good and evil tiles that should be in a given region. With that being 100 in small region, 500 in medium regions, and then no minimum in large regions. They can still turn up, but they usually don't, unless you have the minimum set. So I've got a lot of that going on here. You can kind of see there is a reduced amount of the magical good and evil biomes in here. But where those are lacking, there's a shitload of civilizations. I'm personally liking. I did like a regen. It's good. It's nice. I like how I set up my detailed world settings. If people care, I can share them somewhere. They're nothing too interesting, but you know. Here is the world map. These are the dark pits of the torment of Alliance. Sorry, I'm just zooming in on these glaciers to the north. I've got a minimum temperature of 0 degrees, maximum of 80. And I always have the poles set to one side of the map. It's a large map, too. So I have the most space possible for there to be plenty of variation. And like how peninsulas have generated, there's this big ass peninsula here that I'm into. I'm liking. This like totally separated island. Huh. I don't remember what color each of the different races are, but that's... I guess there's no boats in Dwarf Fortress, so I guess these guys are just doing stuff here. We're just having fun. Okay. What I should be looking at is where the dwarves and such are. The dwarves are yellow on the map. And as far as I can tell, there is... Geez, 2 dwarven civilizations left. Oh my gods. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, I've got intros kobolds in here too. So kobolds with a K are playable. Kobolds with a C are the enemies that are usually in the game. Humans numbering around 25,000, kobolds 15, elves 34,000. Rat folk at 5,000, goblins at 30,000. I have a mod that's like realistic goblins or something, goblins overhaul maybe, that's supposed to limit their ability to wreak havoc on the world. And it seems to be doing that, which is very good, because I also have gnolls, naga, the Aranyas aren't directly hostile, rat folk, a ton of things. It looks like the more dominant groups are the forest and swamp types. So Naga, Aranyas, and Elves. Goblins thrive, but goblins thrive everywhere. Humans are up there, but humans also survive everywhere. And the civilization that is doing the worst, overall, the 2 notable mountain civilizations, not including the kobolds, doing pretty bad. The dwarves have the smallest population of any group in the world, though, at the moment. So that's a bit of a challenge. It's either help raise up the dwarves, or potentially just give up on the dwarves and be kobolds forever? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I believe I generated this to the year 200, so I've got a decent history going on. This is also Legends Viewer, as you can see here. I picked it up off of the Big 12 forums. And I use DFHack in my Dwarf Fortress games, so it gives me a ton of extra information and this map and all that. Currently, I've got 2 notable civilizations. Icy Fence, headed by a Bronze Colossus Necromancer, and the Excavated Vault, headed by Adel Dikehield. Huh. Alright. The only civilizations to have been lost are null civilizations, so that's good. They like to outnumber you anyway, so yeah. Probably bad that we don't see more, like, goblins having, been lost, but I don't know, maybe we can change that. I say never having conducted a military conflict in this game in my life. I've had skirmishes and sieges, and they like to kill me, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm curious about Icy Fence and the Excavated Vault. Those are the civs that we're looking at here. They've only lost this one site, and it was to a rock. That's fun. They've also never been in a military conflict. I guess they mostly reside down. I meant to open the map in a new tab. Hold on. Anyway, they seem to mostly reside down here, and there's an off chance that they are. Okay, they're not totally inaccessible. There is a way into this, like, valley. But it's not big. So that's fun to see. And there's two mysterious layers in here. And yeah, the mountains on this end are impassable. So we've got the Icy Fence, a dwarven civilization led by a bronze colossus necromancer, which is entirely holed up in this mountain valley. I'm guessing they've mostly survived by just being very difficult to attack. Plus, it doesn't seem like there's any notable... There's a necromancer's tower out here, but otherwise that's humans, that's elves, maybe? Or Aranyes? Aranyes. That's kobolds? Okay, so they occupy this valley, and they have no notable opposition in the region. The odd necromancer tower fortress, and this one kobold cave. But otherwise, this seems like a very safe civilization, headed by an unusual leader. No military conflicts to speak of, plenty of events. There has been a festival going on since the end of the first year, pretty frequently. Oh my god. Oh my god, is that the only event these guys have had? Oh my god. Oh no, sorry, they have the Barricaded Festival, very appropriate, and the Festival of Disbowelment. Huh. Okay. And it seems like the only notable chronicles they have are, like, holidays and feast days. This is like Dwarven Paradise, I guess. Yeah, the only site they have ever lost was to a great beast attack. And is that beast still alive? It is. Alright. That could be a, like, plot hook to pursue. Hunting down this rock, which destroyed, the hillocks of glazed souls. Got a ton of subgroups in here. Oh my god. I'm also curious about the Bronze Colossus Necromancer here. They can have descendants? They can have descendants? Bronze Colossi can have descendants? And they're all dwarves. What? Okay. Is it like an adoption thing? Oh, like lovers and stuff. Okay, that makes sense. I accidentally closed that. So this guy has taken on a lot of lovers, worships a number of deity. Member of the religious group, the Brave Order. And how far out does this expand? He's only got 100 events. And it looks like he does a lot of poetry. Oh my god. Competing were Ral and the dwarf Sigan Cudgel Clan. And... wow, this guy's not good at poetry. Wow, he's bad at poetry. Okay. What, the highest skill he has is professional? I guess it has. Isn't the... huh. What even motivated them to... Can I found... Rao became obsessed with its own mortality, sought to extend its life by any means. Claimed oil caves, a relic, learned the secret of the forging eternal life from oil caves, stored it in a guild hall in the Cave Bust Fortress. Is that like the capital, maybe? No. I don't know what that is. Okay. But it contains the secret of the forging eternal life. I have a number of mods in this, so you are just gonna have to accept that you're gonna see a lot of very fun... Ooh, and Hydrite. Lizolus. Alright. Yep, created by a deity, and given to Gralton Circle, who learned the secret of the forging eternal life that same day, and then stored it like 121 years later in the fortress of Cave Bust, which doesn't seem to be the capital. I don't know what's up with this place. Got a decent number of events, though. Can I find Ral here? Do you just live here? Sorry, I'm bad at pronouns today. Anyway. That's fun. So we have a heavily protected and high culture dwarven civilization known as the Icy Fence, occupying this valley region down here, and led by a bronze colossus necromancer, Ral Tincircled, who is also a just awful poet, apparently. That's neat. Okay. What's up with the excavated vault, then? That's a big circle. Where's the map? It looks like... oh, they are trapped on the other side of this mountain range. They are seemingly cornered by necromancers. But they've claimed a tower. And they have been at war with the elves, apparently. Huh. Lost sites, oh my. Taken over by the Barricaded Silvers, which is listed as a dwarven government, but I'm willing to bet... yeah, that's an organization represented by a hostile necromancer. The ringleader of this group. see the history. Alright. Kid team, captain of the guard somewhere, became obsessed with its own his own mortality. Now I'm fucking it up the other way. Oh no! So Kib married a dwarf, became obsessed with his own mortality, discovered the Phantom of Fate, which is a slab containing the standard secrets of life and death. Apparently taught it to his wife at some point, and then divorced her. Kicked out of his original home after appearing not to age, fled into the nearby hill of Hailing, settled in grape stockades, taught some people necromancy, at least one person necromancy, wrote a lot of books, mostly after dreams, in order to have law enforcement look the other way. Huh. I wonder what the motivation was for that. Let's see. Offered to wrote the mountain halls after the end after a nightmare. Oh no. It's got a meandering style, apparently. Explorations of the tower. I can feel this going in a bad way. Created and stored by a lot of artifact writings. Apparently. This guy was a scholar for a while. And then during a conflict in Labored Met, he animated a ton of undead. I don't know what's up with them. They seem fine. That's a lot more. Bigger in some mountain halls. That's a fortress. It mentions grasp stockades a bunch. Is that... Alright, that's a tower. I don't know if he made that tower himself, or... But jeez. Okay, yeah. So since about 53, this dwarf has been the leader of this group and has been studying various topics, I guess, in this tower, while the Barricaded Silvers, as like a larger entity, launches a lot of attacks on the settlements of our good friends here in the Excavated Vault, who seem to have lost a lot of sites. They are losing a lot of people. Alright, well, we have the insulated cultural capital of Dwarven civilization, and which is the Icy Fence. And then we have the Excavated Vault, a front line sealed off from the rest of the world over here by mountains, which are entirely impassable, meaning that they are trapped on this side of the world with basically no allies, with some limited exceptions, and fighting off a dwarven necromancer of their own creation. Cool. I mean, like, what are you gonna do? There's clearly a more interesting story between these two civilizations. I could look at the kobolds, but I am not planning to. There's a lot of kobolds, and only one me. And I like playing dwarves. Gonna turn down my music a bit. Alright. Cool. I think I have decided what I want to do, and that is take over a necromancer tower. Probably after gathering allies among elves and men. Ooh, well, those two groups are divided by... Oh, that's a kobold sith. So that's fine. And we'll see if I can wipe out the undead on this side of the mountains. That feels like a solid goal. I like coming into a new world with a solid goal. And I guess in this one, it's inspired by a vendetta against the necromancer who has been destroying their civilization. Our funky group of dwarves goes on to slay every undead on this side of the mountain range, or die trying. I'm pretty happy with that. I need to take a quick break before I actually start, though. I forgot to eat, like, lunch. So, yeah. I guess we will be dwarves of the excavated vault, warring against the barricaded silvers. And... oh, I was gonna say find allies among the elves, but it seems like the elves hate us, huh? Alright. Well, I'm gonna cut to intermission. I am going to boot up the game, and I'm gonna have a little break. I will be back. Alright, everybody, I am back. Sorry for you taking an intermission so early. I didn't really prep for the stream at all. I just kind of went, because I knew otherwise I wasn't gonna. Shrug. That's why I need to grab some water. I've got an energy drink. I've got caramel popcorn. And let's hope that sustains me for a while. We'll see how long I go. Alrighty. Oh. I have turned off my soul orb. I know, I am sorry. I've got an active game in a separate world called the Shattered Plane. Oh. I apparently need to update some mods. Alright. I'm adjusting my stream overlay so I can see the chat better, just in case someone does come along. I got like 2... I've had, I got Doritos? The soda in a glass bottle a while back, and I have been using these glass bottles for water. There we go. Because I love the taste of water out of a glass bottle for some reason. And it, like, the neck of it limits the rate of flow so I don't drink too much at once. Because I'm known to give myself tummy aches because I've had too much water all at once. It's been amazing. I have 2 glass bottles of water just right next to me, and I'm forced to sip. I can't like chug. It's amazing. All right, I'm gonna skip the tutorial because I play Dwarf Fortress quite a bit actually, and I want to get a better look at things just from here. Oh, tropical dry broadleaf forest with mirthful surroundings. That looks kind of nice, I'm gonna be honest. Wow, okay. Love how the map is generated here. Though we are on the wrong side of the mountains. Oh, here's that dwarven civilization, the icy fence that we saw in the Legends lore, which I'm gonna keep open in the background, by the way. Let's see. There is that kobold civ, which means here must be... Oof. It's not looking good, huh? Okay, icy fence. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for the excavated vault. Oh my god, population 190, a single site. So we might end up with, the king turning up a bit early in the whole process. Okay. I like settling near volcanoes. I purposefully make my worlds generate so they have a lot of extra volcanoes that I can settle near. Because I like volcanoes that much. But it looks like we are not getting easy early game access to magma here. Because this one's in a terrifying biome, and I have enough trouble with the normal ones. What the... Did I just... My desk vibrated, but I didn't get, like, a notification or anything. That's weird. I still don't see the, like, single site that is occupied here. Usually it's outlined. You can see the blue outlines on these. I can't find that here. Where is it? Oh, hey, there's a road. Didn't think about that. That makes sense, though. Wait, are there any other ways through the mountain? No, that is the only path through the mountains that exists, and it only goes to this one isolated pocket. Huh. Okay. So we're looking at taking on this dwarven tower. We should try to avoid the elves if we can, even though they occupy a majority of the good forest around here. Yeah. So maybe we can retreat back a little bit. Oh my god, there's so many just dead fortresses here. We might be able to retreat into these tropical forests here. And yeah, we're at war with our nearest neighbors. So I don't expect us getting much help from there. Or I can be a coward and go way up north and live under human protection. Albeit dealing with these goblins and Naga up here. But I think I'm gonna stick with right here. So... Okay, this gives me access to sand over here. That is pretty important. At least for me, because it's an unlimited building resource. I like having those. Anyway. Like to overlap. Oh, well, this whole hills area is woodland. So I don't really need to focus on the heavily forested area if I don't want to. I think right around, like over here-ish, the temperature's warm, so we'll have access to the river more often. And it's got a mix of forested and heavily forested. Wilderness isn't too bad. And as long as I am mining primarily in the hills, I've got plenty of mineral access. So yeah, right here on the border between the Forest of Flashes and the Tan Hill. Alright. You know what, these look a little interesting. Is this a river source, or... Huh. That part's in a weird way. But the land seems entirely flat. I'm curious. Okay, I want to expand the map a little. And that's probably a good place. Selected a large area with light aquifer. That's fine. Okay. So, I haven't accidentally put that one graphics mod on, right? Nah. There's one graphics mod that I accidentally included in my default mod list that likes to break how everything looks. So I'll get into a new world, and it's like, oh, this guy's changed clothes once, and now he is the torso of a baby. Like, god damn it. It's from a conflict with, like, Topple's layered graphics. I think it's Creature Graphics Extended Redux. Anyway. So, I have inflated base point values here. I set mine to 2048, usually, because it's a good number. Capital G, capital N. And it lets me bring so many weird farm animals. This is where I introduce you to 3 of the mods I have. Crystal Lizards, Deep Roth, and Moss Tortoises are all added. 3 individual mods added by the same author. And I really like them. I think they're cute little guys. So yeah, having crystal lizards, these guys lay eggs and they occasionally shed pieces of crystal glass, which are really good for trading, typically. Though I don't think we'll be doing much of that this run. Deep Roth can be milked and sheared, and their hides produce extra strong leather. I like to use leather on, like, training level troops, because I think your armor slows you down quite a bit until you've gained a sufficient rank in whatever armor proficiency skill. I'm realizing I meant to turn down my music a bit more. Anyway, I believe your armor slows down your movement quite a bit based on its weight, which is compensated for by some kind of armor proficiency skill. But you don't start with that. So I like to start my guys off in fairly light armor and swap into metal later. It's also cheaper. But yeah, having deep rock is really good because of that extra strong leather. And moss tortoises lay eggs and they drop clumps of moss on the ground that's used to make alcohol, primarily. Very good for when I occasionally forget to farm. It happens more often than you'd think. We still have 248 points of funny money left. I anticipate... Okay, Deep Roth Hide is 25 for the leather, 50 for the body wear, and I believe the leather converts 1-to-1 to armor. So let's toss some of that in there. Yeah. 123 points. That's a good number. 20 plump helmets is also 20 plump helmets spawn. So 40 of those, 20 of those, 20 of those feels fine. I can up our number of battle axes and picks. And bringing copper mail shirts might be a good idea if we want to have early military. I'm not bringing logs because I'm going to a heavily forested area, and I don't usually bring cloth with me because thread converts 1-to-1 into cloth, and you know, by the time I've used that, my deep roth have been sheared at least once. So, yeah. What the fuck is Charm Ray? What? Is that like a divine metal or something? Whatever. 13 points left. I do not know what to do with it. 13 is not a number I like. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we look at our dwarves. Generally speaking, I try to have a merchant, administrator, miner, a woodcutter slash militia leader who quickly stops being a woodcutter. Oh, did I already say doctor? I don't know. I've got like a list of things, and a metalsmith and a location-appropriate craftsman, because I try to settle on sand or clay most of the time. So I have someone who's good at working with one of those materials. Alright. So, good with the language, fact-oriented, overcautious, avoids excitement. That feels like a good... Let's go... Raider. So, appraiser, judge of intent, and negotiator. Yeah, that's what I usually go with for those. And can I give them like a secondary profession here? Or I can make them even better at being a trader, but... you know what? Might be a good idea to add fighter and dodger here. Disdains craft work, low willpower, over-reliant on advice, sickly, flights of fancy, frail. Besties, this isn't looking good for this guy. Let's make him the miner and expect him to die. So we're gonna need to get another one later on. I like to give miners miner engraver and dodger. I feel like that's a useful skill set for them to have. Ooh, hey. Creative, developed empathy, disdains law, high social awareness, good focus, resists sickness. Huh. Okay. I think I actually want to change out who's who here. This guy is gonna be our archivist. I'm gonna add writer and reader just in case we need that. And this guy will be our trader. That feels very appropriate for this guy. High social awareness, good focus, resists sickness. Developed empathy, creative. So might be good as either like secondary doctor or crafts dwarf. Or I can invest in some combat here. Because nobles are kind of just... I can more easily put them on combat duty. Alright, what's up with you? Developed empathy, recovers quickly, tough, good intuition, values self-control, private. I feel like this guy ends up being our militia commander. So, fighter, dodger, added tactician on that other screen. We're gonna put in a woodcutter and herbalist here. Alright. Let's see. Stukos values fairness, good spatial sense, poor intuition, high kinesthetic sense, envious quarreler. Acquiescing, emotional, obsessive, low willpower, overbearing, poor empathy, recovers slowly. Great. Good analytical ability, greedy, high kinesthetic sense, values cooperation. That sounds like a good doctor. Let's go wound dresser, diagnostician, surgeon, bone doctor, suturer. Just go all in. Meanwhile... Oh, so these two are gonna be the craftsmen. So I've got all of the other essential stuff worked out. I'm gonna go... So, glassmaker, gem cutter, gem setter, raver. For this guy. And then the more reliable person is getting weaponsmith, armorsmith, blacksmith, and furnace operator. Be just a general purpose metalsmith here. Alright. I believe I'm gonna put the nobility on a thing like immediately. We'll see probably just the trader and woodcutter. I've got the 2 chain shirts as opposed to more than that, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Alright. Fortress name. So we're doing like a group of refugees looking to wipe out the undead on this side of the mountains. So what can we do that says that? Now I do... Nicole Finnan, Afterlife. And what are these guys going to be called as a government? Let's see. Can I do... like... the Rot Slayer. Sure. And our symbol. Ooh, has the excavated vault produced anything of note? I would need to look at like a list of oh god, okay. Like artifacts which have been created here. It's not a great way to check that out, but maybe I can find... Oh, huh. Nice. The living corridors connecting Armor Mile and Settletons. Those are right next to each other, but okay. I'm gonna see if anything has been stored. Oh, wait, hold on. It wouldn't be here. It would be... Ooh, launch an expedition to reclaim pale relics. Alright, this seems like... Yeah, former mountain halls. Seems like the kind of place that would... Oh my god. Struck down by a mountain titan, I guess. Wow. There's a lot going on here. Doesn't seem like any artifacts made or stored there, though. Jeez. What's their one remaining site? Because they've got, what, 3 monasteries and a fort. Lovely. The fort is... Hold on. Hold on. The fort is where? Huh. How'd they manage that? Okay. Anything of note in Tattoo Fountain? Okay. Book. Created, stored, a lot of books. Okay. Sure. Huh. Not what I was expecting. Alright, I'm not seeing any super notable relics that could be here. Though, Hill Relics was lost twice. I wonder if I could include, like, an homage to this former capital city, Pale Relic. Oh, let's see. I don't think I've tried to do that. It doesn't look like there's a good way to mention, like, a settlement specifically. Ooh, okay. Destroyed pale relics. So I could illustrate the slaying of this mountain titan. Enemy of every dwarven civilization, apparently. Struck down by a dwarf in 187. Cool. So Keket Rainybeard's the Fuchsia. Alright. Keket Rainybeard's the Fuchsia, the Mountain Titan. And creature dwarf. I have accidentally added an addle here. And a jagged great axe. Sure. And I do X's holding? Okay. The dwarf is raising the jagged great axe. Dwarf is striking down the mountain titan. Cool. I like to customize those. It's not really important, but I like it. Let's we go. Ooh. Alright, I'm looking at the mini-map and that's already a very fun-looking, like, set of rivers here. Is this a source or the end of the river? Huh. Looks cool up here either way. Then there's also... There's a little waterfall there. Not exactly something to build a base around, but... You know, nice, aesthetically. Maybe down here would be a nice, like, defensible place. And I can pipe water over from the brook. That'll get expensive, but it should be fine. And big pit in the ground is usually defensible. Then again, I can make my own big pit. Okay. I say that. I want to be in this biome and not this one. Because this biome has more varied ores than the forest here. Yeah. Okay. This pit might be one of the better places here. I can wall off a decent amount of it. Maybe just occupy this, like, half. This northern half. And... I mean, it feels like the animals will be safer in there. I guess I have no way of actually confirming that. But, like, vibes-wise, right? Alright. Sure. Oh, I'm gonna open all of these tutorial windows and just close them immediately, just to start. Nobles and administrators. Set those. Alright. Work orders set by a manager. Let's get an extra miner in there. Assign that guy as an herbalist. Assign our dedicated engravers. And you're gonna be the only doctor for a hot minute. Turn off automatic weaving. Turn off cooking of plump helmets and orphan alcohol. So we don't cook all of it immediately. I think that's most of it there. I've already looked at the stock screen. Squads. The world. Center on fort. Jesus. Oh my god, cheap viewers on streammoo.net? I can't believe it. Honestly. Probably one of the most legitimate looking chats I've ever gotten. How do I ban people again? Ban. Cool. I'm not dealing with a random ass chatbot in here. Okay. Cool. Zones, stockpiles. Okay. And last thing, I will just pre-assign. Let me actually. Ooh. Huh, they changed the UI a little bit. Get a new trainee uniform. Leather armor, mail shirt, field/buckler, individual choice of weapon. That generally gives you the best overview of a new recruit's abilities. Yep, okay. Cool. Alright. How do I want to construct this? Well, I'm gonna start off. I think I want this to be a big pasture. We can shrink it later, but for now. Just gonna... I don't think they can get up there, but just in case. Exclude these lakes from my pasture. Especially considering it's just the bottom part of the lake, so... You know what, I'll select the rest of this. Treat the whole thing as one giant pasture. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the face later. Anyway. You know what, actually... I can just limit it to up here, now that I'm thinking about face biting. And I still have it on erase mode, don't I? Okay. And there we go. I hope that's good. That's just most of the area. Just in case. And I think, given the side we've constructed or placed the pasture, this would make a good entrance. Let me actually set that as ramp. Then I can... For 11, this will start as a storage hall. I can turn it into a trade hall later. I might even use it for both. I can spread out a little bit, add some areas for crafting. So that can be initial workbenches. And let's have an indoors coop. Just so I can keep the crystal lizards a bit closer to hand. Alright. That's probably good for right now. Get locked into miner. And also engraver, because they have multiple jobs. Alright, they're gonna haul over every animal. Just all of them. And the miner gets going. Now, I forgot to choose the burrows. Okay, with this setup, I'm going to lay down the first save. Afterlife. Year 200. No, Afterlife, first steps. That's long. Afterlife, arrival, year 200. Okay. Lay down a save with a bunch of that information worked out. Basic stuff. Oh, I haven't set work orders, but like otherwise. God, it really takes a second, huh? Probably because of all the mods. Just the truly comical number of mods. Ugh. Alright. They're gonna keep working on that. Where's the bomb rack? I wanna learn a bit more about our expedition leader here. We saw all that as the basics. Dislikes receiving advice. Usually overindulges. Likes to keep things practical. Pretty standard values. But he doesn't respect the law, cooperation, and thinks the pursuit of knowledge is a waste of effort. Alright. Dreams of raising a family. That's good. Shale, Electrum, that's not too hard to get, usually. Brown Jasper, gems, beds, large gems, boilers for their role in distillation. Huh. And any level 2 speaker, level 3 poet, level 2 singer, stringed instrumentalist. That's fun. Just give them the variety of instrument skills there. And designate all of this as an everything stockpile, and then make some slight tweaks. These are the things I usually keep as trade goods. And I'm also going to get rid of that and that from the list. That should be alright. I can also expand out this area. Let me go have a decent sized room here. And I'm gonna take it down a little. So this can be a barracks / clinic. This can be a temple. And over here can be a dining area, which will hook up to a kitchen of a similar size. And I should probably expand this, actually. That's up to 11. Add another 7x5 there. Okay. And I'll do that so it'll line up proper with the workshops. Cool. So, kitchen, food storage, little dining area, temple. We're gonna have a dormitory and a clinic. I think that's all of the essentials of dwarven life that I need to include there. I'm still curious about this guy. Oh, religious. Like some stem. Friends with everyone. That's good. Alright. And a part of the communion of cleaning. I don't think any of these guys have memories yet, because I just generated the world last night, but let me check. Yeah, no memories. They were generated ex nihilo. Okay. Outleth is gonna finish this workshop here. And I get to throw in... Oh, right, I forgot to cut down any trees. Whoops. Some variety of trees here. That's a giant tortoise. Okay. Cool. It's a fucked up little creature over there. Okay. Designate a ton of trees to be mined. Mined. Chopped. Get a little firewood storage over here. All right. Starting off relatively strong. Are we getting any trees cut down? I'm gonna have to lock this guy in. There we go. A lot of orange wood. Feel like that's gonna end up being a decent part of my building with just how many I'm seeing around. Okay. Orange, olive. Got it. And let's see if I can't designate some more room to expand here. Set up some offices. And let's make a way down. See, we'll probably hit a cave somewhere and we can move the bulk of the fortress down in there. Also, yes, I make fancy staircases. That hole at the center ends up being like really useful if you're fighting an overwhelming enemy. Because a lot of times you will get just a random civilian pushing a like forgotten beast down a hole and it just dies on impact. It's great. Oh, I'm actually gonna erase that bit so they make the offices first. And let me plop down a carpenter's workshop just out here. Yeah, orange wood, olive wood, those seem like some of the more plentiful things I've got here. Date palm and macadamia look similar enough that I think I can get away with using both of them in a wall or floor. Cool. I like using a lot of wooden floors. I don't know if they're like bonus for dwarves liking seeing them is better, worse, but I like to see them sometimes. I just think they look neat. Let's go make some orange wood blocks. Make some olive wood blocks. And I've also got like a minimal amount of macadamia wood. So I'm gonna have that standard. And we'll use that for these kitchen workbenches. I'll designate that as a meeting area now, even though it's nowhere ready to be a temple. It'll get there. Nowhere near ready. I cut out a word there. Oh, I should also be making bins. Let's put 4 in queue. Oh. Yeah, sure. What should I make these out of? Finger lime, sure. Yeah, no reason not to. Water. Found some ore. Oh, milk quartz. All right. Directly under us is siltstone. Not great, not terrible. And I don't think we've hit aquifer yet, but we're going to, I'm sure. You have a solid several layers of stone before that, though, which is merciful of the dwarf gods, whose names I know. Armor bin. I can slap down a barracks here that my squad can use as a training ground, just if they feel the urge hit them, I guess. They do occasionally practice on their own volition, just when they're bored, I guess, so, you know, works out. Macadamia, olive. Alright. Ooh, we struck a few sources of bituminous coal. Oh, okay. I was just about to go like, oh, is there, like, no aquifer here? There definitely is, though. Okay. Cut it off here. And this goes down to 20. I don't want to deal with aquifers right away, because I'm going to manage stuff up here first. Okay. All of the macadamia look like exactly the same, so. And not quite enough. Might have to wait on that for a bit. But it's just a workshop, so shouldn't be anything terrible if I just slap them down without thinking too hard about it. Carpenter's workshop. We'll need a stoneworker's workshop. Craftsman. Cooler. Anything else for right now? Oh, let's go leather. Loom? I can slap down some farming benches out here. Spinner's bench. Let's go shear animal. Set it up to check monthly. I don't actually know how long it takes animals to regrow their wool, so we'll see how that goes. And spin thread. I can keep the number 10 there. Amount of unrotten hair wool body part is greater than 10. As far as I know, they don't have better uses for that. Milk animal. As long as we have empty bucket. Let's go at least 2 empty buckets. Milk animal 5. Check monthly. Spin thread, check monthly. Yeah, check daily. Milk animal 8. Oh wait, hold on. Make cheese. Put that at 5. Check it monthly. If our amount of unrotten milk items is greater than 2. Think that'll work out. We go cheesemongers then. I believe, I don't think the yaks are shearable, but they are milkable. So that'll be good early game food. High quality food? Different question. Bloodstone, Kaolinite, that's fun. Not ideal that we dug that out. Might be an issue later. Yeah, because that's already starting to flood. Maybe some amount of Kaolinite here, and it looks like most of that passage is carved out. So I'm going to unrestrict that. And I'm gonna hit weave yarn into cloth. Check monthly. If unused collected yarn thread is greater than 20. And I'm gonna set some other stuff up in advance. Honestly, I should probably just make that a weave yarn into cloth. And I can add prepare meals right now while I'm thinking about it. Less than, let's say, 100. And brew fruit, brew from plant. Turn those down so it doesn't yell at me about barrels all the time. It's still gonna yell at me about barrels all the time. I haven't quite gotten it down to an exact science, but get it there eventually. And let me... move these to the top. I like having the food and drink orders right at the top, so I can, you know, quickly ensure that I have indeed set those. I'm realizing I haven't turned on game audio. Hold on. Hold on. Where is the game? Factory game. Lovely. Oh, Dwarf Fortress is already at it. It just hasn't made noise in a while. Lovely. Okay, already sheared the maximum amount of deep broth, so... Gonna get annoying no such animal requests over and over for a hot minute. Let's quickly set up an egg layer pen. Smaller than I'd like to provide them, but, you know. Nest box, wooden nest box. Let's make it out of willow. I like having uniform things available. Not enough olive wood blocks for the temple to have a floor yet. We'll see about that in a minute. I would like to swap out the walls of most of this living area, though. Gonna go dark colored walls and light colored floors. I think I'm gonna just set up a repeating order for these wooden blocks. As long as we're getting it in orange wood, olive wood, 4 logs than 10, less blocks than 100. Blocks. Good. There we go. Start setting up these nest boxes. That's nice. That wall is actually sealed off. Also very nice. And we're gonna wait 3.5 hours for the game to save. I swear, it feels like it takes forever every time. I know it doesn't, like, logically, but... There's that. I can start getting some of these floors in. I'll start with just the doorways. Move out from there. So it's good to have the office floors done pretty quick. There we go. Love all of that. Let's make leather armor using rawhide. And let's set that to 2. No, let's use all 5. Carve the doorways. And the floors of the offices. I've got a retexture for carved things. So sudden headache, jeez. Should be the rest of the nest boxes. Those are fertile moss tortoise eggs, so I need to get some workshops down pretty quick so we aren't flooded with moss tortoises. Room cleanliness isn't a thing in this game, right? Should be fine. Butcher. Tanner. Fishery. And anything else I want to slap in here? I'll put a kern in when I've made kerns. Actually, I should do that now. Well, I'm thinking about it. Speaking of doing things while I'm thinking about them, farming. It's gotta go on the list. The armor has been made, that's good. Starting on the kerns. Alrighty. No, it's fine. Take your time, man. I don't need farm done right away. That's fine. You keep going with all that carving, engraving. I definitely wanted you to prioritize engraving over mining, I swear. Alright, there we go. What day is it? It's Friday. More orange wood blocks. Lovely. Where is that? Let me put in the farm plot. You get the doorways too. Okay. Cool. We're immediately using those eggs, so I don't need to worry about us hatching a ton of moss tortoises in the storeroom. Something that I swear never happened to me before. I would never be that silly. Take out these walls. Replace them with orange wood walls. Okay, let me get rid of that carpenter's workshop and make some blocks. Nope, I want... No, I'll fix that stuff. That's probably what they were gonna make. It's the closest resource, I'm sure. But double checking, making sure. Toss the ferns in here. That is not spaced correctly. And of course, that one's just left one of those on the ground, huh? Orange wood blocks. Oh, we're starting to get shells piling up. Let's make a thing for that. I mean, piling up is probably an exaggeration, but... we have a craft dwarf's shop, why not use it? I'll forget otherwise, so, you know. Some migrants have arrived. Nice. Spare hands. Looks like just 3. Who are you guys? A legendary stonecrafter, a novice thresher with seemingly no other notable skills, accomplished bowyer. Okay. I mean... I'm not making stonecrafts right now, but it's good to know that he's around. I think I'm gonna add the thresher to the military, and let's get a better name. I like the distant quakes, that's pretty good. And to indicate that they are the ones on the surface. And want to update their schedule to ready. I will actually unassign that guy from that and reassign Bowyer to do wood cutting. So that way no one gets confused when they go to pick up weapons. Looks like they got all of the trees I designated previously. Probably a good idea to set up some more cutting happening, though. Oh, they brought a lamb with them. That's nice. 3 lamb, a keep. Oh, we're at midsummer. I think I'll just set up plump helmets. Let's set up pigtails. We probably need those the least so we can grow them for half a season. Alrighty. And we've already got holes in our ceiling. Lovely. I do know it's my fault, but still. Ooh, and let's get furnace set up outside. That's why I set that order for blocks earlier. Oh. This guy good? Yeah, he's fine. Just unconscious. Look, I don't care about Bo Years Old that much. He'll be fine. Get a smelter set up out here. A metalsmith. The training field could be a bit bigger. Alrighty. Good. I'll need to patch up all these holes eventually, but I'm fine for right now. I'll put blocks. That's fine. I don't actually need to have blocks in here. Not really going to be a social area. Stockpile there. Move food from this stockpile. Good. And I think I can fit like 4 altars here. Should work out fine. Let me actually get altars set up. There, that's my carpenter. Okay. Let's make sure they're all made out of the same thing. Cashew, cashew, cashew. Cashew's a weird word. Oh yeah, I forgot that I have a robot advertising my kofi now. I'm sure that's fine. Also, it announces it in both stream chats, so... Well, it doesn't advertise in the YouTube one, but if I ever get a donation, it goes through in both of the stream chats. So... let's hope that doesn't become a problem at any point. Wooden table. Wooden chair. I think I only want 5 tables. 10 chairs works fine. Make that out of cashew as well. Why not? Sure, it generally matches the walls. That should be fine. Ah, wrong place. And set this as a temple dedicated to no specific deity. The cradle petals, sure. And that lets people, like, worship and fulfills that need. As well as just having a eating area somewhere in the base. Which, deceptively, also very important. Because otherwise your migrants just hang out wherever. Oh yeah. Speaking of hangouts, I can probably... There we go. Alright. And I believe that's all the altars I ordered. I have meals, I have wine. Could make some extra barrels. And will work fine out of date palm. There's no reason not to. We're starting to have pigtails get harvested. That's good. It'll probably get turned into alcohol, but in the future I would like to have a cloth industry set up. You know what? I can probably make a dedicated bench for that somewhere. That feels ridiculous. I'll just leave it. Or spinner's bench. Nah, whatever. Plenty of food, plenty of drink. Lovely. I'm just having a day. I'm having a good day now. Because I was gonna play Dwarf Fortress anyway, but this is a good start. Like, I feel like I've really gotten everything set up efficiently here. Here is where we encounter another weird mob. Someone's dog just outside of my window just yelled. I don't know if it was one of mine or someone else's. Spooked me regardless. Okay. Another fun mod. Bed frames. Lets you make them out of metal. But you could still totally make them out of wood, and I usually do. At least to start. Cashew, macadamia, oh, whatever. Add an extra table. 3 extra tables. And add a wooden chest to the order. So I can have, I want 8 beds here for a dorm, 4 here for a clinic, and I can make a traction bench, 2 normal tables, and a chest there. And that'll get me standard layout for how I set up these early game hospitals. Ugh. All right. And I think getting... I should probably get food soon, actually, now that I think about it. Like, actually get a meal. Ugh. Stop streaming? I can't believe. I didn't bring rope with me to start, did I? I don't think I did. So I'll need a little cloth for that. Set up some cave spider silk I brought. That. Let's set up a clothier station and a mechanics station. I can take out these walls and replace them with some orange wood walls. Alrighty. Have we got a chest mate? Have. I think I can put that down right now. There we go. The rest of this furniture is just a waiting game. Really getting some crafts figured out. Looks like our crystal glass is starting to pile up. I can set something up. Raw glass and gems, I'll take that down to 5. There we go. And that's done, so I'll add these back walls. I add them in a weird order because otherwise dwarves like to get themselves stuck or stop constructing corners because someone's built the side wall. They can't build there, even though they can totally walk there. Silk rope. Rock mechanism, got a siltstone. And we've started growing cave wheat up here. That's good. Oh, I forgot to get a trading post down. Whoopsie. Orange wood blocks, that should do it. Make that top priority. Happens. Rug. The outpost liaison has arrived. Where? Is that the fucking fort? Oh, I'm also realizing... I need to increase both of those. Oops. Good thing I noticed now. What do I want from them? Keep wheat and pigtail seeds. That's probably important. I'd mark plump helmet spawn if it wasn't for the fact that they kind of bring that anyway. They usually bring a whole load of plump helmets, and once that's processed, it turns into spawn. And if you can't process it fast enough, then I think you have more than you need. Probably don't need to be growing more. Metal bars, thinking iron and steel. And if you guys could bring... Yeah, I don't know. I'm lost. I can't think of anything right now. I'm sure I'll think of something later, but seeds and metal seems fine. Oh, another wave of migrants. That's 3 that just turned up. I also think I've perfectly, yeah. So they're training on top of the trade depot. They're training on top of the trade depot. God. Let me mark all of these crafts for collection. Later on, I'll give them their own dedicated zone. At the moment, I just kind of don't want to deal with the organization, gonna be honest. I could, probably very easily, I won't. While they're getting crafts delivered, I'll put in orders to place down these tables and chairs. Designate this I forgot I need a door there. I'll get to it. A tavern. And it's a tiny tavern, and it's citizens only, but it is a tavern. Set some doors to get made. Finger lime. Haven't used that before. I think it's like white, isn't it? Yeah. It might look a little weird, but whatever. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I can just bump it up to 20. It looks like they brought everything, so the broker's gonna eat and then trade. There we go. And I think I can just mark all. It's all trade goods and they don't have any morality clauses here. Let's see. Anything essential? We're low on drink already. So, some alcohol was right. Take some buckets just to have. Grab that. Grab the copper scourge. Why not? I mean, that's probably on the list of the first ones I'm getting rid of if I don't have enough money. But, yeah. What is this? Ooh, it's boring plants. And I can get some bags here. So I don't have to make them myself. Like I will eventually, but it's convenient not to now. Looks like buying much else puts me over the limit. Alright, that works. Cool. I am getting texted. Alright. Alright. I wanted to get this clinic set up, but I feel like First Trader, probably a good time to stop off, especially because first time doing this in a while, top of the hour, etc. So I will go ahead and save. Here, 200. Save one, maybe. Afterlife. Autumn. Year 200. Cool. And I am going to go ahead and shut this world down and do some other stuff, because I am already tired from doing streaming. You forget how draining it can be sometimes. Ugh. Especially when it's been a while. Luckily, I enjoy playing Dwarf Fortress enough that it's not like a huge issue. Alright, there we go. Hold on. Let me... Alright. Thanks to everyone who showed up, lurked, presumably. My name is Soul. I appreciate anyone who watched, and I will see all of you guys some other time.